That line draws the audience in emotionally and sets the tone for a layered, meaningful scene that stands out from your typical TV wedding. Asterisk, it's a quiet morning in Chicago. The city hums in the distance, unaware of what today means for two people who fought hard to be here. The South Side is waking up slow. Train tracks stretch across empty streets. Sunlight brushes against brick buildings, and the wind carries a kind of peace that doesn't come often. In the middle of it all, a small hall sits decorated with white linen, deep red roses, and folding chairs lined up like soldiers before a celebration. It's not fancy, it's not loud, but it's real. And for Dom and Jamal, that's more than enough. Asterisk, there's no paparazzi, no news crews, just family, the ones who stayed, friends who saw them struggle and still showed up. Somewhere inside, Dom's laughter escapes a room full of hairspray. Last-minute makeup and nerves she's trying hard to hide. Her fingers tremble as she fastens the necklace her mother gave her before she passed. A quiet pause, then a look in the mirror. She doesn't see a bride from a fairy tale. She sees a survivor, a fighter, a woman who didn't think love like this would ever find her. Not after what she's been through. Asterisk, Jamal. On the other side of the building, stands still in front of a cracked mirror. It's not adjusting a tux, straightening his posture, reminding himself he deserves joy. His little cousin tightens his tie while the others tease him gently, calling him soft for looking nervous. But Jamal doesn't snap back. Not today, because the truth is, he is nervous. Not because he's unsure, but because this is the first time in a long time he's standing in front of something good. And he doesn't want to mess it up. Asterisk outside. Chairs start to fill. Aunties in church hats, cousins with cameras, uncles with cigars in their pockets, they all show up. There's history on their faces, loss, joy, worry. But there's also pride. They've seen what this couple survived. They remember the nights Dom almost walked away and the times Jamal slipped into old habits. But none of that matters right now. What matters is they made it to this moment, to each other, and to this ceremony that doesn't just promise love, it promises growth. Asterisk today, nothing is perfect, but everything is honest. The chi is still the chi, sharp around the edges. But today it softens for two people who dared to love anyway. Some moments don't make a sound, but they still shake the room. This is one of them. Inside the bridal suite, it's so still you can hear a pin drop. Or maybe that's just Dom holding her breath. One hand on her stomach, the other on her hip, standing in front of a mirror that's been around longer than the building itself. Her dress isn't what she imagined as a little girl. It's not poofy or perfect. It fits like armor. Soft satin. That hugs every scar she used to hide. Stitched together with grace and grit. Asterisk, the makeup artist is talking, but Dom's only half listening. Her eyes keep drifting to the window, to the sliver of the street outside where cars roll by like nothing. Big is happening today. She wonders if they know. The city feels it, how heavy and holy this day really is. Her fingers touch the edge of her veil, but she doesn't put it on. Not yet. Not until she's ready to walk toward something and not away. Asterisk, meanwhile. Just a few doors down, Jamal's pacing the hallway. Not in a panic, but in a rhythm. Like his body's counting down to something he can't fully prepare for. His jacket is sharp, black, smooth, clean lines, but his eyes keep searching for a sign. He checks his watch again, okay? And again, like time might lie. Like love might back out. But it won't. Not this time. Asterisk, his best man, his older brother, leans against the doorframe with a quiet smile. There's history between them, the kind you don't talk about when folks are wearing suits. He gives Jamal a nod. No words, just a nod. And that's enough to steady him. Asterisk, outside, the music starts. It's not classical, it's not a quartet. It's a soulful blend of keys and strings, something that sounds like Chicago, something that feels like them. Guests are taking their seats. They laugh, whisper, lean into each other. But everyone's watching the same door, waiting for it to open, waiting for the next chapter to start. Asterisk Dom hears the music and something shifts in her chest. Not fear, not doubt. Just a pulse that says, it's time. Asterisk she picks up the bouquet. Not too bright, not too soft. Deep reds, golden accents, like fire and roots blooming from the same place. Her best friend holds the door open. Dom doesn't walk out fast. She steps slow, steady. Like she's walking through everything she's ever overcome. Every heartbreak, every near miss. Every voice that told her she'd never find something like this. Asterisk as she reaches the hallway. She sees Jamal through the distance. He doesn't smile. He doesn't cry. He just stands there, eyes locked on her like she's the only thing that's ever made sense. And in that split second, they both know. Nothing will ever be the same again. Asterisk, asterisk, that one breath everyone in the room takes. All at once, like the whole space is holding its chest. And in that pause, in that perfect stillness, it's not about flowers or food or how good the pictures will look. It's about the fact that she's here. He's here. And no one, not one person, thought this would actually happen. Asterisk, Jamal doesn't blink when he sees her. His jaw tightens just a little like he's holding something down. A memory, a fear, a prayer. His hands clasp in front of him, not from nerves, from reverence. Because the woman walking toward him isn't just the love of his life. The version of peace he never thought he'd earn. Asterisk Dom doesn't float. She walks real steps. Heels, clicking against the old wood floor. Dress shifting with every movement like it's alive with her. Her head is high, but her eyes are locked on him. The rest of the world blurs. She doesn't see the crowd, doesn't notice the flashes. All she sees is the man who saw her before the globe, who knew her when she still ran from herself. And stayed. Asterisk, the officiant, a cousin, chosen not for title but for trust, begins to speak. His voice cracks on the first line. He tries to laugh it off, but everyone hears it. That little break, that emotion, and instead of feeling awkward, it settles in like truth. That's what today is. Not perfect, not polished, but honest. Asterisk, he asks the usual questions. The crowd chuckles when Jamal says, I do, before the full sentence is even done. Dom rolls her eyes playfully, but her lip trembles, not from nerves, but from the weight of it. This isn't just performance. These aren't just vows. Is two people standing in front of their community owning every inch of the journey that brought them here? Messy, complicated, and real. The ring box shakes in the best man's hand. No one calls it out, but they see it. Jamal takes the ring like it's made of something heavier than gold, like it carries years inside it. He slides it onto Dom's finger, slow, careful. Not dramatic, deliberate. Like a man who's made promises before and broken them, but not this one. Not her. Asterisk Dom takes the second ring and pauses. Looks at it, looks at him, then gently places it on his hand, and it fits like it's always belonged there. Like maybe it was waiting for today. Asterisk, there are no big declarations. No screaming forever. Just one deep breath between them, like they've both been underwater. And now they've surfaced, finally, together. Asterisk outside, the city keeps moving. Cars honk, sirens pass. Life doesn't stop. But in this little corner of the South Side, time bends, just for them. Just for this. Asterisk, and then the words come. You may now kiss the bride. Asterisk, they don't rush it. Don't grab or perform. Asterisk Jamal leans in slow. Dom meets him halfway. And in the space between them, that tiny space right before their lips touch, there's forgiveness, there's survival, there's home. Asterisk, and when they kiss, it doesn't need applause, it just is. Sometimes, even joy comes with a shadow. Asterisk, even in the light of this new beginning, rings on fingers. Hands intertwined, there are pieces of the past that still hum beneath the skin. Not loud, but present. Like a song you thought you forgot until the first few notes play again. Asterisk as Jamal holds Dom's hand. His thumb brushes her palm. And for a second, just a second, he remembers the night she almost didn't come back. Asterisk, the fight. The silence. The door that closed harder than it should have, and the voicemail he never deleted. Dom had packed everything that night. Said she was tired of being loved halfway. Tired of promises made between bottles and apologies whispered under streetlights. Said she couldn't keep waiting for him to be the man he wanted to be. That he had to decide. Asterisk, he did. But not right away. Asterisk, there were weeks where her number stayed at the top of his call log, untouched. Weeks where he sat on park benches staring at his reflection in store windows, trying to see what she saw, the parts of him she loved. And the ones she begged him to change. The weight of that kind of truth doesn't crush you all at once. It wears you down slowly. And he let it. Till he didn't. Asterisk, that's what people don't see when they watch two lovers kiss on their wedding day. They don't see the therapy. Sessions. The breaking down, the rebuilding. The lonely nights full of late-night prayers. Letters written but never sent. Asterisk and Dom, she didn't just come back because he changed. Asterisk, she came back because she did. Two asterisk, back then, she didn't know how to accept softness. She mistook stability for boredom. She pushed away anyone who offered her something gentle, because all she'd ever known was chaos. Love to her had always come with volume, yelling, drama, explosions. And when Jamal didn't yell back, it scared her more than the shouting ever did. Asterisk, but somewhere between the night she left and the day she returned. Dom found stillness. She started walking early in the morning before the city woke up, started writing things down, started talking to her sister again, started forgiving her younger self for not knowing what healthy love looked like. Asterisk, and now in this moment, at this altar with this man, she's not just saying I do to him. She's saying it to herself. It's the woman who walked away. And the one who walked back stronger. Asterisk, the guests don't know all of this. They just see two people smiling. But beneath the surface, love isn't light, it's layered, full of roots and wreckage and healing and history. It's not a new beginning. It's a hard-earned middle. Asterisk, and maybe that's why their hands hold so tight, not because they're afraid to lose each other, but because they finally believe they don't have to. Asterisk. There's a moment in every ceremony when time stands still. Asterisk, not when the crowd laughs. Not when the music swells, but right before the vows, and in that hush, right there. Something shifts between Dom and Jamal. Asterisk, the officiant speaks, but neither of them hear it clearly. The words blur, like background noise under the hum of their hearts. It's not nerves, it's focus. Eyes locked. Breath steady. No trembling, no performance. Just presence. Asterisk, Dom takes Jamal's hands in hers. And they're warm, steady, like home. Asterisk, she opens her mouth to speak, but pauses. She doesn't need a paper, doesn't need perfect lines. She just lets her heart say what it needs. Her voice is low.com, only Jamal can really hear her. But you can tell by the way his jaw relaxes, by the way his eyes glass over, that whatever she said, it hit bone. Asterisk, and when Jamal responds, he doesn't raise his voice. He leans in slightly, like he's telling her a secret, something only for her, something no one else will ever understand, not even the people watching who know them best. Asterisk, there's no applause, no swooning, no gasps, just stillness. The kind of stillness that means the truth just landed, quiet, heavy. Beautiful. Asterisk. The camera pans to their hands again. Fingers interlocked like a puzzle that finally found its missing piece. No forcing, no fear. It's just fit. Asterisk, a child in the audience giggles. Someone sniffles in the back row. Ha! But at the altar, it's like the world doesn't exist. It's just the two of them standing in the wreckage and the wonder of everything they've survived, choosing not to escape, but to stay. Asterisk, the officiant takes a breath, says the words that close the chapter. Asterisk by the power vested in me. But those aren't the words that matter. What matters is the silence that follows. Asterisk. The quiet kiss. The forehead press after the way they hold on to each other a second longer than they need to. Just to be sure it's real, and it is. No fireworks. No fairy tale. Just two people who chose love. Asterisk. And chose it again and again, until it became a vow they didn't need to shout to make true. Asterisk.